The University of Georgia and the state of Georgia have been very generous to me, and probably overly generous, and I appreciate this as one of those instances. I was at the pool site. It was in a building called Stegman Hall at Georgia, and we were taking some tests on physical condition in the gym, and I decided to go over and swim, and I told the coach that I'd like to swim. He said, "Have you ever swum or something?" Anyway, he said, "Why don't you come out for the team?" And I did, and that got me underway. I didn't have any hard obstacles. Things just broke for me. That's one reason I feel that Georgia's been overly generous with me, because I didn't have to overcome a lot. I trained when I could train. I joined the Navy before the Olympics, and they let me train for the Olympics. And those were things that fell my way with a little planning on my part, but anyway, they fell my way. I guess my role models were the sprinters that came before me, like Dick Cleveland and some of those people that had held national titles, and Johnny Weissmuller. I saw him in Tarzan movies, and that kind of inspired me to be a swimmer. And so I didn't really swim till I got to Georgia. So, but those people were the people I kind of idolized at the time. And none of it I didn't take overly serious at that time. I felt like swimming was an extracurricular thing for me. It was just something that I'd like to do, and I did it, and it was part of my school experience. I started out backstroke because they needed a backstroker. I wanted to be a sprinter, a freestyle sprinter. Well, I had to swim backstroke for 2 years because we didn't have another backstroker, and we did have another sprinter. And so I didn't really get started in my freestyle sprinting until I was a junior. That was, fortunately, that was the year I won NCAA championship. I did some medleys, and I did a lot of medley relays, which I loved because I usually started behind, and that puts no pressure on you, and if you win, why, it's all free. So I loved medley relays because we didn't have a very strong start on those. And gave me a chance to really plow through. I loved them. There was 43 straight meets that I won that, I believe that's what the number was, that I won the competition in dual meets that spanned 2 years. So in the Southeastern Conference, I didn't really have that many competitors. I just had one race in the Olympics. We didn't have a 50, which I wish they had at that time. They do swim a 50 meter now, but they didn't at that time. They only swam the 100, was the shortest race they swam, and I swam that. The week after that, they did have a 50 in an exhibition with all the swimmers that had swum in the regular games. The Olympics were still going on, of course. They went on for about 3 or 4 weeks, but they did have that exhibition. And I swam the 50, the fastest 50 that had ever been swum at that time. I'll tell you, I had been partying around for a week, and I hadn't been swimming at all. And I got in there, and I just felt strong, and I just moved faster than I ever had. And I think partying around in Australia was the thing for me to do. So it worked out. Keep your nose to the grindstone. Don't waver, don't give up, press on. I think a lot of people get discouraged with, and everybody's going to have discouragement so occasionally, and I think it's important to not let that get you down. The only thing I would like to re-emphasize is how grateful I am to the people of Georgia for having long memories, because this is history now, and it's old history, and for them to still recognize the existence of that is really satisfying to me.